Did I ever tell you the time how I was driving home from Bernie's house after making Rivers Blue, and I hit a deer, and I didn't know what to do about it because I felt terrible, and I called Griffin. We were just dating, and I was like, if she finds out she probably likes animals, and I'm gonna fuck this thing up. And so I called her, and I'm like, what do I do? And she was like, you hit a deer? And I was like, yeah, I don't know what to do. And she goes, you need to go back and run it over and kill it. And I was like, is it
alive?
And she's like, is it still alive? And I go, yeah, I heard it yelling. And she goes, you need to turn around and kill it.
And
I'm like, well,
neck.
I don't have a gun. And she's like, and it's 3 a.m. And I'm like, well, how do I kill it? And she's like, you're gonna have to run it over. And I was like, fuck. And I was like, okay.
Holy shit.
And so I turn around, I come back, and it's in the middle of the road, like sitting there going, like that. And I have this big pickup truck. So I was like, the truck's probably gonna, but I was looking at it, and I was trying to figure out how to hit the deer to kill it in the most humane way without flipping my truck. And so I'm looking at it, and I size it up. I'm like pulling up to it and then backing up and getting it right. And then I back up to what I think is a good distance. And then I floor it.
Oh my God.
Jeepers Creepers style.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And as I hit the gas, the deer gets up and runs away. And I go, oh, thank God. And another deer runs in front of me, and I hit that deer.
Geoff, if you ever hit me with a car, don't come back for me, okay? Fucking leave me there in the road.
Trying to keep Griffin from breaking up with me. And I didn't know what to do. I was on my way to her house. And so I hit a
the
deer.
deers killed each other? Did they
I don't
finish
know.
each other off?
The other deer I hit bounced off my truck and just kept running.
You called her about that one too, right? You're like, I
Yeah.
didn't finish the first one, but there was
He
a second
like,
deer.
I'm not even gonna bother. I can't.
And I remember driving, after that happened, I was horrified. And I was driving to her place. She lived like 30 miles south, and I was like, there is no way I'm having sex tonight.
Did you?
I don't know.
I mean, maybe if you'd finished it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was another time I was driving down that same road. This is a terrible story too. I was driving down that same road, and it was icy, and a deer got in front of me, and it was in the daytime, and it was running.
And he had a gun.
No, and he was running in front of me, and I hit the brakes.
You hit my friend!
Yeah, I hit the brakes, and it was ice. The road was iced over, so I was sliding, and I couldn't control the truck, and I was catching up on the deer, and I was like, run faster, little deer, and I'm just like swerving, trying not to go off the road and die. I would rather hit the deer than die, right? And the deer is like, I'm gaining on him fast, and I don't want to. And we start to cross a bridge, and the deer looks back at me and just jumps off the side of the bridge.
You made a deer commit suicide.
Stop!
It jumped off the side of the bridge,
How long has this been going on?
It was a long way down.
Why do you hate Bambi?
You're like the deer whisperer that kills them.
Yeah.
Stop getting in your car.
And so I couldn't stop anyway, but I couldn't had I been able to, I couldn't bring myself
didn't look and see what happened?
No, I kept sliding. I
Christ.
went like another mile. I just fucking hydroplaned.
You are the most successful accidental hunter in that
Yeah.
region.
Yeah.
You mean like it looked at you, was it like, you've killed me, and then
No.
jumped off?
It was more of a like, yeah, maybe.
See, I'm thinking in deer culture, there's like an I Am Legend scenario where they're like, this man, Geoff Ramsey, will come and find your family, make sure you
It's like
take care of your deer kids.
It's like in those. I don't want to bring up specifics, but those moments where you realize you're gonna die, but you have choices. That's like, how am I going to die? Am I gonna get by falling, and then sudden impact, or by getting hit by a truck?
Do you think it went for its head? Like it just wanted to
I
land
don't
on its
know,
own
man.
head?
I felt so bad.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Not bad enough to look.
Did you get on the off-ramp, circle back around, and then run it over on the road underneath?
I didn't. No, it was a dry creek bed under there. I didn't.
Look, you don't realize it, but you are actually like the manliness challenge of deer in that area. Like they're like, did you face the Ramsey?
There's
Yes.
you know,
I
you know
survived
how-
the Ramsey.
You know how in the, like this is a common thing, like in a lot of wooded areas, and especially New Jersey, there's deer crossing signs. And there's like literally a picture of a fucking deer, and it's like, slow down, they'll jump out. In the woods, there's fucking signs of Geoff for the deer. They're like, watch the fuck out. He'll run you over, he'll make you jump off a bridge. They're gonna come to your house and
Motherfucker
kill
will
you
come
one day.
back for you.
I got another terrible hitting an animal story.
What the fuck?
Geoff!
I don't know if I should tell
Stop
this
it!
one.
Stop! Go
Do you
back in time
save
and say
these up
stop!
until you leave
This
the
one's
country?
bad. This one's pretty bad.
Oh, this one's bad, guys, not like the other ones.
When I was in high school, I was driving down the road and on just a regular street in the neighborhood, and a car in front of me, a kitten ran out.
No!
Geoff!
No!
A kitten ran out, and the car hit the kitten and kept going. And the cat was like flopping around because it had like a broken neck. And I started to cry. I swerved around it and I kept
As you
driving.
should.
And I started to cry, but I looked in the rearview mirror and I saw it flopping around. So I didn't know what to do.
Yes,
and
you
I thought
did.
I gotta. It's
You gotta
funny
go
'cause
back for it.
I never drew this parallel until tonight. So I thought I have to hit the cat to kill it because it was obviously its neck was broken and it was flopping around and it would look terrible. So I had a 1981 Buick Century. It was
Dude,
a big
I'm
car.
so glad you weren't on the immersion shoot.
Yeah.
Because Lindsay would be dead right now.
I would.
She's
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
ground.
yeah.
All of a sudden, Jeff just comes through with his fucking car.
Jeff, please don't run me over.
I'm sorry, I have to!
I still have more years in me, please.
It's gonna. All right, this is gonna get worse. So I turned around
I need more beer.
and I ran the cat over because I wanted to put it out of its misery. I don't know that I've ever told this story before. And then I looked in the rearview mirror to make sure it was dead, and the cat wasn't there. And I was like, where's the cat? So I stopped, and I got out of my car, and in the passenger driver's side wheel, or passenger front wheel well, the dead cat was lodged in there. And I couldn't touch it, so I thought I'll just keep driving until it falls out. So I drove, and I just kept driving while looking in the rearview mirror, and it never came out. And I drove for like a half an hour, and it was still there, and I couldn't touch it.
Jeff.
So I went to a car wash, and I got the power washer,
Jeff!
and I had to spray it out of my car.
And then what? Then there's just a dead cat
Yeah.
on the floor of the car.
and-
What was it at that point? It was like a pile of
And
goo
then
in
I
the
I'm
just went
wondering.
home after that.
Was it a full cat that sprayed out, or was it like parts of it? Like,
No, it was a full dead kitten.
One contiguous flat cat.
Yeah, I just had to go like that, and it plopped down, and then I just got in my car and went home.
and it was
So
still
how much
flopping,
of
and
the
then Jeff
back
stomped
spray
on
were you
it.
getting in the face though while you were doing that?
Christ.
There was an amount.
Stay away from my cats. Don't come near them.
Stay away from cars.
Yeah, just stop driving. Just walk everywhere. Jeff will find a way.
By the way, why did you have to contact Griffin for the deer situation? You'd already had it handled with the cat.
I had forgotten about that cat situation until just now.
Was the cat before or after the deer situation?
I was in high school with the cat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Do you like repress the memory? Like, I'm gonna forget that this ever happened.
One time in high school,
What,
many
is
other
it 'cause
animals
you're in
have you killed?
Australia or
Yeah.
what? Like, why do you hate animals? What happened?
it's not animals.
Jeff killed a kangaroo
Was it a
yesterday.
human?
This is a human story. One time in high school, I was driving with my friends at like 2 in the morning, and I fell asleep while I was driving because I was tired. And I heard a scream. I'd actually just taken my friends and dropped them off, and I was going home. And I nodded off, and I heard a scream, and I looked up in time to see a guy diving out of the way of my car into it like a 6-foot ditch. He had been crossing the road, and I guess I didn't see him, and I started to swerve over towards him, and I just saw the guy's like legs in the air as he dove into the ditch.
Holy shit.
And then I just kept going.
Let me
Did you
ask
go back and kill him?
Let me ask you, Jeff. Did you go back for him?
I didn't hit that guy.
Okay.
He got out of the way.
No, I think that was that guy
if
was
he
like the
hadn't
deer.
screamed,
Yeah.
I might have gone in that ditch. He did me a favor.
I think he
think if
saw
he
you
Might
and
have
killed
followed
himself.
him into the
yeah.
ditch is what you
I think
mean.
if you didn't scream, you'd be a murderer, is what you're saying.
Yes.
I thought of another story.
No! Jeff! Jeff! All right.
I'm not going to tell it.
No, you are.
I don't think I killed anything.
Well, so far
No.
you haven't been able to close the deal. Yeah, that's what we hear.
As you were throwing out shirts, Jeff leaned over to me and he was like, "That's 100% true. I'm so sorry. Like, that's actually very."
I wasn't
accurate."
embellished in any way. One time in high school, I was driving. I dropped a friend off after playing basketball, and I was driving through a neighborhood, and I was 16, and when you're 16, you're like a walking dick, right? You're just horny. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Exactly,
You're horny
yeah,
24
I
hours a
do.
day, like you can't control yourself. And I saw this girl.
One 16-year-old
One
there.
over there.
One
yeah.
guy over there is like, I got a boner right now.
I got hard when you were talking about killing those animals.
I didn't feel good about it, but I felt good. And I saw this girl walking across the street in short shorts. And I still think, well, I don't because I'm married. But anyway, she was very pretty. She seemed like a lovely girl. And I couldn't stop looking at her. And I was watching her walk slowly across the street. And then I heard a honk horn? Horn honk? Heard a horn honk? And I was like, eh. And I heard it again. And I was like, nah. And I heard it a third time, and I went, oh, and I snapped back to reality, and I looked, and I was in the other lane, and there was a van coming at me, and it swerved and went into a ditch. In Alabama, we have huge ditches.
Apparently.
And
Jeff.
How are you a free man?
Holy shit.
And statute of limitations.
There's like 9 people that are coming for you after this
anyway,
podcast.
It swerves into a ditch and goes like face first into the ditch, and it's like one wheel in the air spinning, and I stopped, and the door of the van opened. It opens up because the van's on its side.
Right, naturally.
Yeah.
Opens up, and some lady like starts to crawl out, and she looks like she's in like maybe her 40s, and she started shaking her fist at me, and I fucking floored it. To this day, I have no idea what happened.
God damn.
You put anything else in a ditch? You know, you good?
Christ.
I can't think of anything. That was my last
You
story.
couldn't think of anything before, and then you busted that one out. So.
Yeah.
We're gonna die. Like
Just
we
wait for
work
it.
for this guy. At some point, Jeff's gonna kill us.
I've ridden in your car.
Yeah.